You guys are not going to believe the twists and turns in this story. We're talking about a lie that went on for 27 years, a wild confession that changed everything, and a man who finally got his life back.
But hey, before we get into the thick of it, if you're into incredible stories like this one, do me a huge favor and just smash that subscribe button. It really helps us out.
Okay, I want you to just think about that number for a second. 27 years. That's how long a man named Bryan Hooper Sr. spent behind bars.
He was convicted for a brutal murder, his whole life basically stolen, all while he was telling anyone who would listen that he was innocent.
And then, completely out of the blue, this star witness, the person whose testimony put him away, comes forward and says, yeah, I did it. I was the real killer. Insane, right?
So, how in the world does an injustice this massive even happen? Well, this whole thing really boils down to two key people. On one side, you've got Bryan Hooper Sr., the man who lost almost 3 decades of his life. And on the other, you have Chalaka Young, the star witness whose lie sealed his fate.
And to really get the true cost of this, just listen to how his daughter Brianna put it.
This isn't just about time in a cell. We're talking about a lifetime of moments just gone.
All right, so let's get into the nitty-gritty. How did the system get this so incredibly wrong? Let's turn back the clock. The year is 1998. The body of a 77-year-old woman named Ann Prosniak is found. Police bring in Chalaka Young, who tells them this story about how Hooper was the murderer and made her be his lookout. And based almost entirely on her word, he was convicted. Just like that.
Now let's talk about the so-called evidence. I mean, yeah, both their fingerprints were there, but the apartment was a known drug den, so that doesn't prove a whole lot. The real linchpin was Young's testimony, which seemed pretty solid because she had 4 other people backing her up. Seemed like an open and shut case, right?
Wrong, because here is the plot twist. It turns out those 4 other witnesses were given incentives to testify against him. And over the years, every single one of them took their story back. The entire case against Hooper was built on nothing.
Which brings us to the moment where everything finally imploded. After 27 years of silence, someone's conscience finally got the best of them.
So Chalaka Young is serving time for a completely unrelated crime, and she writes a letter. It starts with this one haunting line: "I am not okay any longer."
And then she drops the bombshell. She admits it. She let an innocent man sit in a prison cell for 27 years for a murder that she committed.
She says she needs to take responsibility for destroying 2 innocent lives, the victim, Ann Prosniak, and Bryan Hooper Sr., the man whose life she destroyed with her lie. And this wasn't just a one-time thing. She confessed in that letter, she repeated it all to investigators, and she was even recorded on a prison phone line admitting everything to her family. The truth was finally, undeniably out.
And that confession, it finally led to the moment that everyone had been praying for, his freedom.
With that confession now public record, the courts moved fast. Bryan Hooper Sr.'s conviction was officially overturned. After 27 years, he was a free man.
He walked out of those prison gates right into the arms of his kids and a whole crowd of supporters. And you know what his first plan was? Something so simple. Just getting a meal with his children and starting to build a new life.
The county attorney even released a statement admitting the system's massive failure, saying it's their duty to make things right as quickly as we can. I mean, it's a critical admission, even if it is tragically late.
And this whole unbelievable story just leaves you with this one huge question. When 27 years of someone's life are just erased, what does justice really look like? Is just being free enough? I really want to know what you think, so drop your thoughts in the comments below.
And that is the incredible story of the 27-year lie. If you found this as powerful as I did, hit that like button, make sure you're subscribed, and we will see you for the next explainer.